Well, that was certainly a couple episodes that I really enjoyed. On the 2nd of November of 2025, the Sunday night lineup of the Simpsons and Bob's Burgers. I just love it how they Homer, they go back to 4 years, and Homer has the hair. Well, he's balding, but he still has like a comb over type. But it's just kind of funny how that show is 35 plus years old, and how they can come up with a storyline. Like Grandpa Simpson was on there. He had the what did they call it? The granny or the grandpa leash, which kind of inhumane but kind of funny at the same time. But it's one of those things where it's a good show, and what's funny is that when like I say, since the show is like 35 plus years old, and it's on season 37 now, that the show, Grandpa was like, first, I don't know what it was. He was a World War One veteran, early shows, and then a World War Two. Maybe he wasn't a World War One veteran, but he was a World War One veteran, then a World War Two veteran, Vietnam veteran, and then they're just gonna keep making him younger but older. I mean, you know what I mean? It's like he's not as old as because originally Simpsons, if you remember, the early episodes were Homer and Marge were in the 70s. The 1970s was when they were in high school, and that's when they graduated. But now, they weren't even like Homer he mentioned he was 38 years old, and that was 4 years ago. So he would have been born in the 80s, early 80s, like 83 even. It's kind of crazy how that is. But that wasn't really, that's kind of a funny part of it. But just the fact that Bart was getting older, or Bart was the parenting. They can come up with any ideas in that show. They just never run out of ideas on that show. And how he's left-handed. Bart was left-handed, and Homer forced him to do the right hand, and he didn't realize that because Homer's kind of a big goof. It just doesn't take a rocket science this time to be a parent, but to Homer, he has to be really, a really smart person in order to be a good parent, and he always fails. Marge is a great parent, and Lisa's a smart one. Bart and Homer are the two goofballs, but like I say, Bart is, and then the state took him away, or wanted to take him away, and they hid in that treehouse. It was a good episode. And then Bob's Burgers was one heck of an episode where Tina was the babysitter, and I can't say it. I don't know if I can say it on YouTube, but the butt flap baby was the porcelain doll. It's like a doll. She broke it accidentally, or they didn't, or she originally caught it. It was going to hit the carpet, and she goes, "Oh, that carpet is really something." And the butt flap baby that she broke, so she had to order, and she told their Bob, the father, and the Gina or Jean, the mother, that she ordered pencils. And meanwhile, while her sister, I can't remember her name now, had anesthesia get her tooth pulled or whatever, an extra tooth pulled anyway. And then that was good. And then Terry, I believe, I think the guy, God, it's hard to keep track of the names sometimes. And sometimes it just, I should be a lot better at that, and I do apologize. But gosh, what was the daughters, or the guy that does maintenance work on Bob's Burgers is always there. He picked up the wrong Irish mother, and one of the, I think it's her, whatever. It says, "Well, don't worry." She said, "Don't worry. They all look like all the people from Ireland look the same as old, which is not true, but it's just kind of funny that way that she said that, and You know, she's like, one of the wrong ones the wrong one that he picked up from the airport was she said she didn't want nothing to do with Bob, and then Terry, I think the maintenance guy, was wearing a big cross around his neck, and it was, I don't know, it was just kind of a funny episode. You know, it's like that. They can come up with those shows could last. Bob's Burgers could last just like The Simpsons, years on in the future, depending on the cast. You know, so yeah, I just wanted to share that with you. Thank you very much for stopping by the Gordon Random Miller Show.